time. Let's undo one more time. Boom. So now we have our redo stack has C3, C2. Our undo stack has C1. Note that the idea here is that my state of my system is that only C1 has ever been executed. So if I undo, C1 will go away. If I redo, C2 gets re-executed because he was the next thing that I was doing. So let's do a redo. Boom. We call redo on him, push him back on the undo stack. Now this is where it gets a little interesting. What happens if I execute something brand new that I've never seen before? Is there anything special that I have to do? Well, take a look at these stacks for a minute. I have never executed C3 yet. Let's say I execute C4. Now my sequence of events is C1, C2, C4. What would happen if I left that C3 on the redo stack and said redo? It's changing the order of things that I've done, right? And when I did C1, C2, C3, my assumption when I did C3 is that I had already done C1 and C2 and nothing else. Now for some commands that might not be a problem, but depending on what you're changing, let's say that these are insert characters at a certain position. That could cause us all sorts of grief, right? So if these are all saying insert a character at position 1, position 2, position 3, and let's say I pushed one more guy on here, if I redid this, it's going to insert at position 3 instead of position 4. It's going to be in bad shape. So what you do is anytime you execute something, you clear your redo stack. And the idea there is pretty simple. I've never been there before. I've basically decided I've gone back and I'm taking a different path of action. So I'm going to completely forget the path of action that I started to go on and throw that away. It's kind of similar if you're browsing